After the disaster that was God of High School last season, I felt it was necessary to tell people the warning signs for how an anime will get crappy. So here's some anime worth watching, and as well as why some of the other shows are trash. Let's get into this. Yashahime, created by the author of Inuyasha, but with family ties valued even more and seemingly less romantic themes. I think there will be even more fights and less eerie mystery or horrifying episodes, aka no genocides or mountains with tons of ghosts being manipulated to do the villain's deeds. Also, the ED is really great.
Yashahime's greatest strength is that it's just as good as the original series so far. Of course, if you didn't like the original series, it's unlikely that you're going to like this one as well. Perhaps one of the biggest dreaded moments and highly anticipated moments is seeing whether Sesshomaru is alive, Inuyasha is alive, Kagome, Rin, and Koga, and whether their death would mean anything, or if they are alive, whether they might be reduced to petty side characters. But I would be quite shocked if the unaging Inuyasha and Sesshomaru truly changed that drastically.
Yashahime is going to be a 7 out of 10. Next one is Jujutsu Kaisen, a tale that's vaguely similar to Bleach but has a main character who's too stupid to die. Jujutsu Kaisen also is definitely taking some design philosophy from Naruto between Kakashi and Sasuke lookalikes, but its main character is far superior to Naruto's.
Just in the first 2 episodes, you can really tell how well paced it is, and you get a clear idea of the personalities of every character. And even if the world building isn't especially good, there's no glaring issues that a lot of the light novel type stories show off in the first episode.
8 out of 10. Maho no Tabi teaches you that you must fail to learn how to succeed, to a girl who studies her ass off in order to avoid failing.
It just seems very condescending toward your intelligence. And even if you think that it is being smart, it still leads you to believe that the witches are very cocky about what they know about other people. And they're just deciding everything based on generalizations about the age of somebody and the surface level details about what they know about them.
5 out of 10. Noblesse, the greatest comedy of the season. Now that it's 3 episodes in, I know that it's intentional. It's hard to believe that scenes such as this
Master, 久しぶりだな、フラケンシュタイン。はい、マスター。
are actually self-aware.
It's kind of confusing when you watch the first 2 episodes, and especially confusing if you didn't watch episode 0, which came out 4 years ago. But if you like the comedy aspects of the first 2 episodes, then you're probably on track to liking the rest of the show as well.
Noblesse would be 7 out of 10. Tonikaku Kawaii. It's hard to tell whether this is being incredibly generic or just purely heartfelt. I keep feeling like there's going to be a sinister motive behind every decision, but at least so far, it's just good old-fashioned romance.
The show lacks depth, if anything, but that might not necessarily be a bad thing, considering everything it's done so well so far.
6 out of 10. 100 Man no Inochi no Ue ni Ore wa Tateru. A generic premise smashed with an edgy farmer main character. He will clearly learn the value of friendship, but his edginess is so off the charts, he may hurt his friends in his pursuit to be a cool guy.
It's a little unclear how dark and foreboding it really is going to be, but I suppose in a way you can also say that it has a good balance of lightheartedness and edgy, dark ideas in it.
7 out of 10. Akudama Drive. Over-the-top nonsense with no sensible plot or world building, and not great character designs or character personalities either.
Animation looks good. Everything else just feels way too anime style for the purposes of only style.
2 out of 10. Golden Kamuy.
Its world building has continued terrifically into the third season, and I think that it's only going to improve from here. And you get such scenes as this.
9 out of 10. Maojo de Oyasumi. The ultimate comfy Halloween anime about a princess who fucks with a demon lord just so she can get a good night's sleep.
It's got a simplicity that might be very typical of a lot of anime, but in my opinion, the personality of the princess and the genuine reactions of every other character are quite hilarious. Of course, it's easy to nitpick the personality of the demon lord, but it is a comedy after all.
It's marvelous. 7 out of 10. Hypnosis Mic. Rap Gods the anime. It's basically an idol anime, but with rap battles. With really good animation and really interesting visuals.
There's not much in the way of story, but it's pretty clear that that's not the focus of the show. These types of personalities would be a big problem if it wasn't so obviously clear that a lot of effort is being put into the very energetic and creative dance and rap sections.
7 out of 10. Taiso Samurai. It's about gymnastics. Some decent character designs, but I think it's one of those sports anime where you won't really learn anything about the sport, and also the personality of the characters are a bit too anime.
It kind of doesn't know what it's doing because the first episode hints at the main character leaving the sport of gymnastics, but then being inspired to get right back into gymnastics, but they didn't explain why he was struggling or just how bad he really was, and they don't exactly say what age he is, even though I suppose you can guess he's in his late 20s. Overall, it just felt like a very stale first episode, like you could skip it and would lose nothing.
Senyoku no Sigdrifa. It starts out with a kind of interesting premise of pillars falling from the sky and trying to take over the world, and then it turns into Plain Girls the anime.
It's basically just anime melodrama with nothing realistically shown, no realistic personalities, and no realistic tactics. And even if you ignore any sense of realism it should have, it's just plain boring listening to the dialogue.
So if you like Plain Girls, 5 out of 10. If you expect a decent anime, 3 out of 10. Ochikobore Fruit Tart. It's an idol anime with some okay designs, but nothing special or worth mentioning.
At first it feels like there maybe is a good idea in here, but then it slowly dawns on you that there's no way this hasn't been done almost exactly like this again and again. It is a lot more self-aware than normal, but not enough to stand memorably alongside some of the most popular idol anime.
And it mostly made me long for Zombieland Saga. 4 out of 10. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. I hope that was some informative stuff for you. Hope you enjoyed that. See you later. Take care.